I'm going to give a sort of overview of where Resnet has been in 2010 and kind of dealing with the theme of the conference of shaping the future. I wanted to give a thought to this as what role do we all have in the audience in shaping the future? And I'm going to start first on a larger scale, a national scale, and then conclude at the local scale. And so to me, there's two key things that we need to take away and need to convey. One is we need to take the accomplishments that David said of the past 10 years as a foundation, but it's not the end. It's a process, it's a bridge going to somewhere. So what we need to do is build upon this progress that we've achieved and branch out to allies and offer total solutions to consumers. And that means talking different, really, while not losing the values that we put. Because way too often, my perspective in this industry, we talk about products and processes. Consumers really don't care about products or processes. They want solutions. They want practical information that they can do now. So the key to me is that we have to start offering some consumer benefits, defining benefits, rather than merely talking about products and processes. I'd like to go a little bit over and talk about what we've done in 2010 to expand a little bit what David said. I know very many of you were not here in the last conference in Raleigh, but at the conference I was on a stage and I said that one of the goals that Resnet would do is to get Congress to act on extending the new tax credits. And in cooperation with the strategic allies, we have succeeded in convincing Congress to extend the $2,000 tax credit for energy efficient homes. And I literally said it was done at the last day. We couldn't have done it by ourselves, but we did it. Yes, we can. And why this is important is that in 2009, the last year of the credit, there were over 37,000 homes that were certified as compliant to the tax credit. That represented 10% of all new homes built in the country that year. This is not just a fringe. And the other thing, what's amazing in these times of deficits, we're talking a relatively small amount of money. We're transforming how homes are built in this country with an investment of $2,000 from the federal government. I do not know very many other programs out there that have those kind of ratios and leverages. And it's all verified by third parties, you. So what are we looking for 2011? We're not done because unfortunately the tax credits we worked so hard to extend expires at the end of this year. It's one of those non-circles things. And one of the problems we have, to be honest with you, Congress does not think of marketing or transformation or getting into the main sector. They think it's a water hose. You turn it on, you turn it off, you turn it on, you turn it off. We see things all the time where they retroactively extend credits. They did it this one. So here's the things we're working for our new allies this year. One is we want a 3-year extension of the credit. Give the builders the time to actually make this 60% of the marketplace. The second one, in a bill that was proposed last year by Snow, Feinstein, and Bigeman in the Senate, created a new homes credit for achieving a HERS index of 50 or better. The other factor is we need to extend the consumer tax credit for buying energy-separate goods, and there's some reforms we need to that process, and we are working with a number of trade allies in there. I think even more importantly, though, is we need to, for the first time, a creation of a performance-based tax credit for homeowners who improve their energy efficiency. And taking the model of the Snow, Feinstein, Bigeman bill, we believe that should be directed by how much the homeowner improves their HERS index of the home. And then finally, tax credits are bridges. We don't want to be in an industry that's solely relying upon federal tax credits. What we need to do is a reform of the way that America values a home from the mortgage process and how we finance it. And there's a bill there that Resnet supports that we all want to get behind. It's called the SAVE Act, and we'll go into more details of that in different sessions. This is where we're going this year. We're not going for federal appropriations, even though those would be nice, just the reality of the times. But what we're looking for is that bridge funding through tax incentives and fixing the mortgage finance system where it can be ongoing. The other amazing thing is that despite the recession, the number of homes that are rated in the United States remains constant. As David mentioned, The U.S. Census data says we've lost, there's 75%, the number of homes built each year has gone down 75%. And frankly, the Census Bureau data this year says the number's hovering around 400,000. Clinton Tyne has reported to me after the survey of all the ratings done by providers in 2010, we rated over 120,000 homes in this country. That's up from 112,000 in 2010. That's just a phenomenon. There's something there. It's telling us something. Despite the depression we're having in the housing markets, the hardest hit sector by this recession, home builders are finding the value of putting the money in to build the homes energy efficient and to third-party verify them and labeling. And these guys are not social welfare agencies. They're doing this because consumers are buying it. It's amazing. This represented 42% of all the new homes that were built in the United States in 2010. Guys, we're no longer a niche. And I think that this is all due to the raters, the builders working together. This is a grassroots type program. We far exceed other numbers from the federal programs. So I think all of us in the audience deserve web of applause that we were able to rate 40% of homes in the United States. It stands to logic. If you're growing and doing more and more homes, your network is growing. And I'm pleased to report that we've seen a phenomenal growth in terms of our memberships. We now have 1,186 rating companies that are members of Resnet and is posted on our membership list. And in 2009, it was 456. This is almost tripling our membership in 1 year. For the first time, we adopted an Energy Smart Contractor designation program in November of 2010, and we already have 343 contracting companies that are doing that. And the number of certified professionals in the field has grown. We have over 4,000 certified professionals in all 50 states. And then the number of accredited quality assurance providers and rating training providers has also dynamically increased in 2010. These are rater companies that are located in the United States. And I'm pleased to say it's starting to look like those Horizon and AT&T maps you see with cell phone coverage. We now have 103 quality assurance providers throughout the country. And I think more phenomenal, as you look at the future for our industry, we went from 20 training providers to 52 providers in 2009. And you're seeing a more equal distribution across the United States among regions. One of the things I'm terribly excited about and dreamt about a long time is what's taking place this year, where large production builders are committing to having all their homes rated and marketing the HERS index of the home. In the past 4 months, we've had the giant mega builders of KB Home, Syntex Homes, Del Webb Communities, and Pulte Homes commit that they will have every home they build rated, and they would market to their consumers the index of their home. And this is a trend, guys. This is not just a blip, because I am pleased to announce today, oh, wait a second. And then the media's catching this. I don't know how many saw the Valentine's Day USA Today, but the lead story on Money section was how the whole commitment by KB Home to have their homes rated, and the reasons for that. And then it also addressed other builders who are working and doing the same objectives. This appeared over the wires. I know that last Sunday, where I'm from, the San Diego Tribune had the front article in their stories. I think consumers are starting to get information that an index means something, and our goal between the builders and Resnet is we're going to ask consumers to start asking in the home they're looking at, what is the HERS index? When they start doing that, then we're going to see a market force for these existing homes to be improved. To say this trend is continuing, I'm proud to say that Meritage Homes has now signed, it's a large builder. It has communities in Arizona, California, Colorado, Florida, New Mexico, Nevada, and Texas. Sign up a commitment that they will have every one of their homes they build rated and marked to HERS index. Now this program, we're saying come one and come all. We're not restricting this to certain regions, certain sites of builders. What we're looking for is the commitment to have their homes third-party verified by certified raters, and then to market to their consumers. It's at a place that people can see what that index is. Well, this is all great news. We've been waiting for a long time. Resnet has expanded into the existing homes market. And I think our two first significant things that was done this year was first the adoption of combustion appliances zone testing and a work scope development guidelines to give the tools, training, and certification to raters and to auditors to be able to do the test out, and give contractors and their homeowner clients a list of measures that can be undertaken and the relative attractiveness of this. This has been needed for a long time, and I want to thank the whole Resnet Technical Committee for coming up with this for us. Why are energy retrofits of existing homes important? We all know this, but I'm just going to say it really quick. There are 107 million existing homes that can benefit from performance upgrades. This represents roughly 21% of the U.S. primary energy use, and it's the largest source of carbon produced in the United States, much more than automobiles, much more than industry. But the significant fact is what the Brookings Institute reported several years, which said that the year 2050 is what scientists are saying is that tilting point of climate. 2/3 of the buildings that will be existing in 2050 have been built today. As I work with a group of the United Nations Sustainable Buildings to try to get the international climate to look at building performance, and I think one of the things they've said that's really true, this is one issue we can't build our way out of. Until we address the existing homes, I can't see how the U.S. can meet its climate goals, its energy policy, when you look at 21% of the U.S. primary use is for homes and 20% is for carbon. We've got to find a solution to improve these existing homes. And it's a massive issue. And one thing I want to say here, and it's my firm belief, there is no single business model that will work. There is no silver bullet. We need a variety of consumer options. And instead of spending our time deciding what the features of one is the other, or the process of one is the other, how it's different and stuff, we should all unite, despite our differences in details, to say there is a total solution for a homeowner who wants to cut their energy consumption by 30%. I think we can do that. I think it's just reaching out among ourselves, because remember what I tried to say. If we're going to shape the future, we can't talk to consumers about products and processes, but rather solutions. And this came to my thing is when I first got hired a long, long time ago, I see Terry Dazinski here, one of my first jobs was to create to work on an energy audit program for the state of Alaska. We spent a lot of money rating homes, auditing homes, and we turned back when it was all over, something like $45 million a year. And then we did an evaluation afterwards, and we found very little energy savings. And I think we've seen this case in case of their place. And I'm shamelessly stealing from David Goldstein here, but we do have a valley of death that we traditionally face in energy audits. And it goes like this. An auditor inspects and tests a home. We've gotten better and better, more sophisticated software, much better diagnostic tools. But then what happens is the recommendations are left to the homeowner, who must fend for themselves to find the contractors and give them the tip, get 3 bids. Well, there's some problems there. Consumers are naturally skeptical of contractors. Everyone has the experience of a home improvement contractor saying not being on time, not having some parts, and costing much more than what they thought they would. But more importantly, qualified contractors are not easily found. Go to Yellow Pages and look up air sealing. So what happens is nothing gets done. That sophisticated report goes in a drawer, sits there, and then 5 years later, when they have to clean the house out, they see that and it goes in the recycling bin. That's unfortunately what's happened. So what we want to do within Resnet, working with our allies, is create a new energy efficient industry that does 2 things. Again, provides a total solution to homeowners, and then the various trades work as home performance teams. This is new, so I'm going to take a little bit of time because there are different approaches. And again, there is no right answer. With 107 million homes, there is no right answer. We need to have as much options out there because, my gosh, if we can have 500 and some channels on TV, why can't we have 10, 15, 20 valid business models? And so what we feel is that the key to this ingredient is an independent auditor or rater. Third-party verification is the mantra I think what Resnet's based on. And that performs the initial audit and test in diagnostics and prescribe comprehensive scope of work. Then the ball is lateraled to qualified contractors who performs the work pertaining to specific trade. Then at the end, that independent certified auditor or rater performs the final inspection and test out. And then this whole process is overseen by a third-party quality assurance provider that does the oversight. I think that this is the process where Resnet's heading. We want you to embrace it. We're going to be hearing from some of our trade allies how this can do. The other feature, I'm going to go fast, is what David mentioned, is that ComNet has adopted the Commercial Buildings Energy Modeling Guidelines, which I think is an earth shaker in terms of modeling for performance of energy in commercial homes. So let's go back to shaping the future. As I said, while embracing the progress achieved to date and the importance of sound, but recognizing the importance of sound policy, we need to shift our attention to the marketplace. That is what's going to do. The marketplace does not depend upon appropriations in Congress or the whims of decision makers in Washington or the state capitol. It is there and it stays there. So the key of this is teaming up with builders, contractors, product suppliers to offer, again, total building performance solutions to customers. And we've, in the past, in 2010, we've entered into a group of strategic alliances, which I will be speaking today, including the Association of Air Conditioning Contractors of America, NATE, the Insulation Contractors Association of America, the Spray Polyurethane Foam Alliance, the Blown and Blanket Contractors Association, the Retail Outlet of Service Partners, and the International Association of Certified Home Inspectors. And I think significantly when we're talking about penetrating the market, the Home Depot. And you can see that this is a wide array and pretty deep process. So what do we do next? And I think the next challenge is really with Resnet working with you lies into your hands. Because now what's needed is to develop these dynamic partnerships that Resnet has this done, that Resnet professionals will work with their trade allies at the local level. That in your markets and in your towns, you'll take the models or do your own varieties like we have. So for instance, ACA and Resnet working together with our partners in a market to go to talk about how to get their contractors involved, how to get their programs involved by utility programs, and just to start marketing the process together. I think we can do this. But we can't do it from Washington, and sure the heck we can't do it from Oceanside, California. It takes you, the grassroots level. And this is one of the things that I like to say is you're doing well by doing good, because we're looking at the marketplace. We're not taking stands on controversial political issues. These are issues that unite us all. And they're win-win-win. And then to conclude, because I'm a shameless marketer, is I want to plug our next 2012 conference, which is going to be taking place in Austin, Texas in February of 2012. And then to announce that in 2013, we are going to partner with the ACEA and the Indoor Air Quality Council on having a joint Resnet ACA Indoor Air Quality Conference in Orlando, Florida again. I'm excited by this because this is the first time ever the two industries meet on common grounds. And I think this creates the opportunity, these local partnerships that I was envisioning, that can start to do the groundwork. So I'm very excited. I'm very proud of what we as an industry has done in the past. But more importantly, I'm excited for the potential for us to go. And to quote Ronald Reagan, you haven't seen anything yet. Thank you so much.